Morning, guys. If it's Sunday morning, it must be time for Meet the Mess, because that's what I got up here is a mess. Just show you a little update of what we've done in the last couple of days. As far as the goose goes, I've got the cow catcher on. I've got it painted. I've got it exactly the way I want it. The only thing that I'm looking at doing extra is buying me some LCL chain, and I want to loop some chain across the front of here. I just kind of thought that would be kind of cool. Even in a rail situation, it's nice to have a 35 pounds of Blackjack County chain looped across the stuff to pull it out of your way if you have to. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the cab from the body. I'm ready now to take the radiator. I'm going to set the radiator where it belongs, get it in place, clamp it, and then we're going to see about drilling the sides for 440 sheet metal screws and tap the hood section so that I can screw the 440s in. I'll put one on each side. This originally just sits down over that, and these clips, you bend it back underneath, and that's what holds it. But even with that, it wants to pop forward like this. So that will make it more secure. So that's what we're doing with the goose. The other thing is I'm working on the boxcar, which I was showing you here, I think, in the last video. This thing has actually come along real well. I had to cut down the ends. He initially had the ends looking like a hip roof on a house, which I don't know quite why he did that. But there was no way that I could make this American Flyer roof fit. And I have put a roof spreader on it and spread it out. I've also taken, let's see if I can get this off, because there we go. I've taken the channels on the side and I've made them as much of a 90-degree as I can, so it will fit down right over the side. And I'm using, excuse me, the door rail as my stop and as my guide. And this is what I've done to the end. You can see that I have rounded that off. I used a nibbler and a file, and I've got just a little bit more to do, but not much more. Like I say, this was done in the hip roof style, and I just don't know how he was going to put a roof on this. Maybe he was going to cut it back also and then fit a roof, but I like the fact that this roof sits on here, and it's got about a 1/16 of an inch, if that much. There's a minimum amount of overhang. I will tell you this. Let's look back over here. All right. Here's a Lionel 200 series, and you can see there's virtually no overhang on that. So I got way more overhang than what Lionel put on their cars. So I'm well pleased with the way this is coming along. What we're going to do is, once we get the roof fitted to this and positioned right where we want it, we're going to clamp it. I'm going to take it into my friend's place. It's got the big end mill, and we're going to put at least 2 screws, sheet metal screws, on the ends on both sides, and that will hold the roof on, because it is not going to snap on like the template stuff does. There's no room. There's nothing to grip it. Then the rest of it will be cleaned up. I'll see about adding a ladder, putting trucks onto it, and I'm going to make it into a standard gauge. I'm going to readjust the Flyer trucks that they had on it. They moved them in and made them 1 gauge, and I may move them out and make them standard gauge, or I may just take and put a 200 series set of trucks on it. But anyhow, this is what we're up to. Things are coming along. I'm looking forward to getting that damn hood drilled and the radiator put on it. And at that point, I'm going to start stripping the paint. I don't know if I'll strip the paint on the cab. That stuff is like rock hard. So what I might do is rough it up, sand it lightly, get it all nice and clean, and then shoot the color that I want. I'm thinking about doing all silver, which is like what the goose was, but there's also this part of me that thinks that if the body was silver and the cab was black, that would be kind of awesome. But we'll see. I mean, after all, it's a template world, so there are no rules, there are no regulations. You guys have a great Sunday morning. Here in central Illinois, it's going to be in the upper 80s today. Therefore, I've got my house closed up and the AC turned back on, sadly. Have a good weekend, guys. Toodaloo.